Now, your first alert forecast with meteorologist Corey Thompson.
A couple of things to highlight here on your first alert over the next 24 hours. We talked about that chance for a little bit of snow. It's not till later in the morning tomorrow for most of us and through the afternoon hours. And it's not going to affect every single part of the TV9 viewing area either. Some folks will miss out on this round. Now later tonight, as some warmer and somewhat more moist air moves in with this storm system, we could see a little bit of patchy fog that could reduce visibility a little bit. Not as widespread, probably not as dense as the stuff we experienced over the weekend, but something to keep an eye on. Pinpoint Doppler radar otherwise at this point shows a quiet scan across eastern Iowa, but let's pull back and look farther to our northwest. Here's our storm system located right about here in northeast Montana. The precipitation with this mostly falling on the northeast side of it. Notice that it curls around a little bit in front and then curls around a little bit in back too. Those two areas are what's going to affect most of the TV9 viewing area. The bigger, broader, heavier band of snow likely stays to our north. Now tonight in Coralville, quiet, traffic moving freely, lots of folks out doing a few of those last minute things before the holiday comes upon us. Temperatures in the upper 20s to around 30 degrees with those winds out of the northwest though, making it feel colder than that with the wind chill that we have. There's that low tracking to the southeast by about 10 o'clock, entering the Dakotas and precipitation out ahead of it. Some mixed precipitation possible on the warm side of this. We'll show you where that may affect us here in eastern Iowa in just a second. But tonight, your first alert forecast calls for temperatures in the 20s, 20 in Charles City, 24 in Washington. Most of these lows set in the early morning hours. We'll actually probably see temperatures turn a little bit warmer by daybreak as that system approaches. And then we see a bit of a spread tomorrow afternoon. 30 in Prairie du Chien, 29 in Decorah, but compare that to 44 in Oskaloosa. That's why some of that mixed precipitation may happen in some of these in-between areas, and snow becomes likely elsewhere. Now, Pinpoint Futurecast tonight, keep bringing in more clouds. We already have a decent amount in place. If you don't already, more will be moving in, but those southerly winds ahead of the system will be bringing in some moisture. And like we said, some of those more mild temperatures too. By 7 o'clock, we're noticing a little bit of snow entering our northwest zone, tracking to the east and southeast. So by 9 o'clock, most areas along and north of Highway 20, seeing some of that snow taking place. Road conditions probably turning slick as soon as that snow starts to fall, much like we saw last night with that round of light snow. Doesn't take a lot to cause at least some slick spots. By 11, most areas still staying dry in the southwest half of the area, but more precipitation starts to fill in a little bit by the afternoon as that low tracks through. Notice it's more scattered though the farther southwest you go. It's those same areas north of Highway 20 that have the best shot at seeing more continual and sort of more repetitive areas of snow moving through. Now, as the system wraps up and moves on, some gustier winds should kick in by later Friday evening into Friday night, likely in the 20 to 30 mile per hour range, but certainly enough to usher in that colder air mass. Now, in terms of snowfall amounts with this system, a trace to an inch for the areas here highlighted in white. Now on the lower end, and probably a pretty good cutoff the farther southwest you go, 1 to 3 inches though for our northeastern communities. And the farther northeast you go toward Albuquerque County, Crawford County, and southwest Wisconsin, most likely to see those higher amounts. Now let's take a quick look at our Christmas travel outlook. Saturday, Sunday, both looking really good. If you're doing a long Christmas stay or heading somewhere far away via road, you will be in good shape. Late Sunday night into Monday, a little bit of rain snow mix possible across eastern Iowa before it moves on pretty quickly. Likely of fairly low impact there too. And Tuesday, Christmas Eve, we're good here in eastern Iowa. By Christmas morning, we're talking about some rain to our southeast, but we should stay dry here in the state and then likely keep that going through Christmas evening too. So some decent stuff to look forward to there in terms of travel conditions. Temperatures will turn colder behind tomorrow's storm system. We'll be feeling the 20s as we head into the weekend, but bouncing back pretty significantly as we go toward next week. 40s make a return in time for Christmas and beyond, with a few rain showers possible by next Friday. So a little bit of up and down as we've seen multiple times this month, but no snow for white Christmas lovers.
Well, that is unfortunate, but for folks that maybe want to get outside a little bit on Christmas Day and enjoy some milder conditions, things do look pretty good. Mid-40s, not bad at all.
Yeah, no, it's not quite as warm as last year's, but certainly plenty warm for this time of year. And for those that don't like the cold, it's nice to see a nice little gift, perhaps.
Absolutely.